rattle as snake. You must be prepared to be beaten by it.
Sir, please English.
Was rattled. She was rattled. Najaatu Mohammed is the former campaign director of APC who resigned a few days ago, and when she resigned, APC tried to make it look like it was nothing. She turned back and beat the candidature of TINUBU so hard so that she made TINUBU look so incapable of being the president of Nigeria. We are going to go through the interview that she gave, and we are going to try to back it up with evidence of information that is available. My people, there is usually one thing that they usually say: information is power. When you have the information, you can make the right decision. So my great people, we take this opportunity to be able to compile evidence, reaching out from almost all spheres, to be in a position to give you what Najaatu Mohammed was talking about, because I don't agree with her defecting to PDP. She should have moved to the People's Movement, because that is where everybody thinks that there is going to be an opportunity to retrieve Nigeria. So moving to PDP with ATIKU and the kind of scandals that are surrounding it doesn't make it better. It just makes it worse. But the information that she gave about TINUBU is very important information. It is something we can't allow to just go unnoticed. So my great people, in this video, we are going to back up every single point that she gives about TINUBU with some level of evidence. So stay tuned and relax and enjoy the video.
It's not so much his physical health. There was a president in America that sat on a wheelchair and ruled from a wheelchair. But
she was talking about the president on the wheelchair, who was the president in 1945, President Roosevelt. He even had to fit although he had to show people that he could walk by trying to fit in some metal cut braces that were locked on him to be able to stand up from the hip down. And it wasn't really an interesting thing on his side, but he had to withstand that pain to stand on podiums to be able to be seen by people that he could walk. The only videos that they could see that were like on him sitting on a wheelchair were the ones that came from family photos or meetings that were behind doors. However, he was in a position to pull America from the depression of 1930s. So he was actually in a position to work, and he had the capacity of the mind to be able to work.
when you are mentally deranged, it's unacceptable. Because you can't decipher, you can't think, you can't do anything. You go to sleep any day, anytime. See what is happening in Cameroon.
So this is the president of Cameroon, Paul Biya. And in one of the previous meetings, the African summit that was held in the US, he couldn't literally remember where he is. He couldn't even know what to do. He had to be given directions on what to do. And yet he's still a sitting president in a country. And that is what he's trying to say. Nigeria is not Cameroon. And you can see the president doesn't know who is there. He's literally asking whether there are important people there. The mic is on. Everybody can hear what he's trying to say. And people are trying to give him the speech to read. And he literally doesn't look like he's having the capacity to actually even read that speech. So this is really devastating.
Let me tell you, in Cameroon, they see their president about in 9 years, they see him once. And they still accept. Nigeria is not Cameroon. Nigeria is not Southern Sudan. We are far more sophisticated than that.
When she talks about Southern Sudan, we remember a few months ago there was a video that was trending around, and it was about the Southern Sudan president that had urine incontinence. He was not in a position to be able to control urine, and he came out of in public, and that's really so devastating as well. And we are saying all these things are not their wish, and they are not our wish. So we are literally saying, can we have presidents that can rule the country, that have the capacity to rule the country?
But I want to stand my ground that I left because TINUBU is incapable, and I have been vindicated yesterday. everything about TINUBU is about himself. When he wanted to contest, he said it's his turn. He wants to hold the knife that will cut the pie. It's not about the country. It's about him, his ego, his corruption. It's all about that. His control, his material control and the psychological control of the people of this country, but particularly the people from the southwest.
One of the initial stages when he was talking about, he spoke about is the one who supported Buhari and that it was his turn, and in Yoruba land it was also his turn. So that is when she talks about ego issue. You can just look. It was the turn of the Yoruba people, and in Yoruba land it was his turn.
Mo dẹ̀ lọ bá ń gàdùn lẹ́wọ̀ àárọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n kọ́ lélẹ̀ àdúró tiẹ̀ wàá dẹ̀ wọlé. Nǹkan kan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré. Ó dẹ̀ gbà. Àtijọ́ tó rẹ̀ jí débẹ̀ mi ò gba mínísítà, mi ò gba contract, mi ì tọrọ ọbẹ̀. Mi tọrọ gàrí, mi tọrọ fúra lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, mi dẹ̀ ìyàwó ń bẹ̀. Mo wá ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, Yorùbá ló kàn. Tá a bá dẹ̀ sa Yorùbá náà, èmi ló kàn. Eléyìí tí mo protect àwọn ọmọ tí mo gbé dání tó èmi náà fẹ́ ṣe present. Mi ò fẹ́ kán pa mí mọ́tò.
The fallacy of the Nigerian press and the generality of the Nigerian elites. Osibanjo, anytime Buhari, just one example, anytime Buhari leaves the country, the dollar collapses. Why? Osibanjo was given a few weeks, just a few weeks to run this country, and he put the country on the right track.
Thank you very much. This man, the vice president, has achieved so much in a short period of time. Just a little over a month. You know, the biggest thing for me is the fact that Naira used to be 520 Naira to $1. But how much is it now, my dear? Thank you very much. Thank you, Bami Osimaji, Mr. Osimaji, wherever you are. You know, do my favorite man. On February 16th, this man presided over the first National Economic Council meeting of the year, where they decided to inject $250 million into the Sovereign Wealth Fund. He also directed the central bank to adjust the forex policy. And after that meeting, the Apex Bank released $371 million into the interbank market. And in less than 48 hours, the Naira appreciated to 430 Naira. Yes, sir! Hit me one time!
In terms of security, in terms of the finance, a very brilliant professor. If they really and honestly wanted a power shift to the southwest, is he not also Egba Omo Odudua? What is wrong with him? They refused because he could not share money. And let me tell you, I know, like from our candidates, our delegates from Kano, I can tell you that each ballot box, the name of Asuwaju was put on it. All you are paid to do is to go and put it in the box. It wasn't their choice. And we have seen clips of governors sharing money. Governors, such a disgrace.
The ways in which these monies are shared, throwing money over to the people to just come and run around and be collecting the money. You know, my people, sometimes it's not so great the way these our politicians behave.
This is the first time that I know that governors do not even sponsor presidential campaigns. Normally, the governor sponsors the presidential campaign in his state. But this time around, it's Asuwaju that is doing it. Because everything about Asuwaju is about money. There is nothing like honor. For God's sake, what do we want? Can we continue to wallow in this? Can we continue to deceive ourselves? Who are we lying to? We are only lying to ourselves. We see these things. The truth has been written on the horizon. Why are we now turning the other eye? However, Nigerians can see. They see him every day.
Yeah, it's a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba.
For God's sake, what else do we need? We don't need a doctor to tell us that. We don't need a doctor when somebody is blah blah blah.
Commitment for us as members of the action.
We don't need a doctor to say it. Look, people must understand that ill health, dementia, is a natural process of human beings. It's nature. It's not as if it's his fault, but it's also not our fault. So we don't have to accept somebody that cannot decipher. Know that on several occasions I had to hold the cup for him. So even then, and then everybody saw what happened when Asuwaju was given the flag.
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand.
Our honorable chairman, or their honorable chairman now, Abdullah, had to help him to hold the flag. Everybody saw it. Cameras don't lie. London. I went to London. I sat with him for 2 hours. Most of the time he was sleeping. I asked him what he had for us up north, because we have extremely serious security problems. He told me that he didn't have anything. I said, sir, you mean that you want to be president and you don't even have a blueprint? He said he doesn't have a blueprint. He doesn't have a blueprint according to him, because if I have a blueprint, I'm quoting him now, then I might be killed, and because I'll be stepping on too many toes. I said, sir, in that position that you are looking for, you don't think of death. You don't think of assassination.
The campaigns, we see a lot of dancing that has been happening. Of course, this is usually normal in campaigns. But I think what she's trying to mean is that we can be in a position to, when he is given an opportunity to speak, he never says anything substantial.
Why is he not going into debates? Why is he not allowed to talk even in rallies? You know what they do in rallies now? What they do is say, let's dance. They start dancing. It's an insult to Nigerians. Even if it are lies, please lie to us. Lie to us about what you want to do. Why is he running away from debates? He's running away from everything. He went to Chatham House. He was asking others to ask.
Go ahead.
Let me once demonstrate here. One of those philosophers I wanted doctrine that I believe firmly in is teamship. Unbreakable team. To demonstrate that, I will choose the first question, assign it to Dele Alake.
Okay.
And the second question, assigned to Nasiru El-Rufai. And third question, assigned to Ben Ayade.
All right, so can we have microphone coming in the front? And the first question is about blood oil.
And Nigerians accept this. Why was he saying that? if he could answer, if he could think, if he can decipher, why is he allocating questions to other people? Are they the ones that Nigerians are going to vote for? I stand my ground. Yeah, I stand my ground.
And then she comes out and talks about how the current challenges in Nigeria are connected to APC.
Nigerians have been suffering for over a year for lack of fuel. And more Nigerians are going to suffer and are already suffering for the fact that they give a very short notice and make the new notes unavailable. So Nigeria now will have to resort to trade by barter. TINUBU did not say anything. All he's thinking of is the bullion VAM that has been made available for him to buy votes. I've been vindicated, alhamdulillah.
Producing employment. And the gentleman just there, we will be coming back another round. Yes, you, sir. Go ahead.
Excellency, John Cookson, the Rise News. You spent a long time today talking about the problems that Nigeria has, but you've been an integral part of the government for the last 2 terms. Why should people vote for you? Why are you a fit and proper person to be president?
Nigerians should be focused. We have a very, very serious problem. Nigeria is at the brink, especially as it concerns security. You must have an enabling environment in order to do anything. So you cannot take someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism. That is Kashim Shettima. Kashim Shettima, we should not forget Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was one of the most wanted terrorists, and he was found and arrested in his house. Let us understand and let us not forget, this terrorism, this banditry, this carnage is not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining.
And TINUBU has been bragging how he's the one that made Buhari to become the president of Nigeria after he had tried several times. So that means he had a lot of power to push for good governance in Nigeria, but he chose not to do that. And now he wants to come in promising people that he is going to be the one to change Nigeria. How is he going to change Nigeria if his deputy president is connected to the insecurity that is currently existing? My great people, I just want to leave for you to judge for yourself what you think about exactly this whole issue. But we have given you a lot of information to be able to make a decision for yourself. Please, if you've not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe and leave us your comment below. Let's know what you think about this whole issue.